Right now, somewhere in America, a restaurant owner is sitting in an empty dining room. Lights still on, chairs still up, deciding whether to open tomorrow. And the chances are they won't. Over 9,000 U.S. restaurants closed their doors permanently in the past year alone. Not because the food was bad, not because nobody came, but because of a slow, grinding financial trap that nobody warned them about, and almost nobody is talking about. The crazy part? The economy isn't in free fall. Unemployment is near historic lows. Americans are still swiping their cards. And yet, dining rooms are going dark at a rate we haven't seen in modern history. So what is actually happening? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see your neighborhood, your favorite restaurant, and your own spending habits in a completely different way. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. I subscribe. And I'll personally welcome you into the family. With that said, let's get started. Section 1, the scale of the collapse. Let's start with the numbers, because they're staggering. The National Restaurant Association reported that between 2023 and 2024, nearly 1 in 6 independent restaurants in the United States permanently shut down. Not temporarily. Not on hiatus. Gone. The sign comes down. The equipment gets auctioned, and the landlord starts painting over the logo before the staff even collects their last check. We're not talking about fringe locations either. We're talking about family-owned Italian spots that fed the same neighborhood for 2 decades. We're talking about that diner where the owner knew your order by Wednesday. We're talking about the kind of places that don't just serve food, they hold communities together. And here's the thing that should make your stomach drop. This is happening in Miami, in Houston, in Chicago, in rural Ohio. There is no geography immune to this. Micro story number 1, Maria, Houston. Maria Gutierrez opened Casablanca in Houston's East End in 2007. She fed that neighborhood through 9/11 aftershocks, the 2008 financial crisis, and 2 COVID lockdowns. 17 years of birthdays, quinceañeras, Sunday lunches, and late-night tamales. She knew her regulars by name. They knew hers. March 2024, she closed. Not because the reviews dropped, not because the food changed, but because her monthly operating costs had quietly climbed $14,000 higher than they were just 18 months before. She told a local reporter, "I kept thinking it would level off. It never did." Now the space is a shipping supply store. Maria's story isn't a tragedy of bad luck. It's a preview of what's coming for hundreds of restaurants near you right now. And the forces that killed Casablanca, they're still accelerating. Section 2, the 3 killers. So what exactly is going wrong? Because this isn't one problem. It's 3, hitting simultaneously like a financial perfect storm. Killer number 1, labor costs that jumped overnight. In April 2024, California raised a minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 per hour. Within 60 days, a UCLA Labor Center study found that operators had cut staffing by 20 to 30% just to compensate. Less staff means slower service. Slower service means frustrated customers. Frustrated customers leave and don't come back. And then the restaurant closes, not from the wage itself, but from the chain reaction it triggered. Killer number 2, food inflation that never really stopped. Everyone remembers pandemic inflation. What people don't realize is that restaurant-grade prices never fully recovered. USDA data shows that commercial egg prices rose 237% between 2022 and 2024. Cooking oils, up 61%. Ground beef, up 40%. And here's the brutal math. A mid-sized sit-down restaurant needs roughly $1.2 million in annual revenue just to break even in 2024. In 2019, that number was $800,000. The restaurant didn't change. The world around it did. That $18 burger you winced at? It's not greed. It's arithmetic. Killer number 3, the rent trap no one escaped. Commercial rents in major U.S. cities surged 22 to 38% after the pandemic. Landlords who held back during lockdowns came roaring back at renewal time. Restaurants that survived COVID by the skin of their teeth, by doing takeout, by burning through PPP loans, by the grace of regulars, sat down at renewal tables and saw quotes that made their head spin. A restaurant paying $8,000 a month in 2019 got handed a $14,000 quote in 2023. Some walked, some signed. The ones who signed are closing now. That's when things got worse. Section 3. Who's actually winning? While thousands of traditional restaurants collapsed, a parallel industry exploded. Ghost kitchens. Delivery-only operations with no dining room, no servers, no ambience, grew by 150% between 2020 and 2024, according to Euromonitor International. No rent on a public-facing space. No front-of-house staff. No wasted square footage. Just a commercial kitchen, a tablet, and 3 to 4 delivery apps running simultaneously. Microstory number 2, James, Atlanta. James Okafor spent 12 years working his way up to sous chef and upscale Atlanta restaurant, the kind with a wine program and a prix fixe menu. He was good. The restaurant was great. In 2022, it closed. James didn't spiral. He pivoted. Today, from a shared ghost kitchen space in Midtown Atlanta, he runs 4 virtual restaurant brands simultaneously. Smash Burgers, Thai Noodles, a vegan concept, Late Night Wings. He manages the menus, handles ordering, and coordinates delivery, mostly himself, with 1 part-time assistant. Last year, $340,000 in revenue. I don't miss the dining room, he told me. I miss the cooking, and I still get to do that every day. James didn't mourn the old industry. He rewrote his role in the new one. Same skills, different container. Section 4. The corporate move no one's talking about. Here's the part that should make you genuinely angry. While independent restaurants are drowning, the major chains are not just surviving. They are expanding aggressively into the wreckage. McDonald's opened over 1,500 new locations globally in 2023, while 40,000 plus independent U.S. restaurants permanently closed. Chili's reported its strongest quarterly earnings in over a decade. Applebee's added locations in markets where local competitors just folded. This isn't coincidence. It's leverage. When rent doubles, McDonald's walks into that negotiation with 40,000 locations as collateral. They can afford to lose money on one location for 2 years. They can renegotiate from a position of power. They have lawyers, analysts, and real estate teams. Maria had herself. And every time an independent restaurant closes, that empty storefront doesn't stay empty for long. It gets a drive-through, a loyalty app, a menu designed in a corporate office 3,000 miles away. Think about your own town right now. Count how many local spots have closed in the last 5 years. Now count the new chain locations that appeared. I'll wait. The replacement isn't 1 for 1. It's never 1 for 1. 3 local restaurants close, and 1 Raising Cane's opens. The neighborhood eats. But something is lost. Something that doesn't show up in GDP numbers. Section 5. What you can actually do. Now, here's what nobody is telling consumers, because it doesn't fit the doom narrative. You have more power in this equation than you think. A 2023 Harvard Business Review study found that restaurants with strong community loyalty systems, email lists, regular customer relationships, local events, survived at 3 times the rate of those that relied on foot traffic and delivery apps alone. 3 times. So here are 3 specific things you can do right now that cost you nothing but make a real difference. 1. Sign up for your local restaurant's email list or follow them on Instagram. It costs you a second. It costs them nothing, but it keeps them in your awareness. And the next time you're deciding between DoorDash browsing and actually going somewhere, you'll think of them first. 2. Order directly from their website instead of DoorDash or Uber Eats. Delivery platforms charge restaurants 15 to 30% commission per order. That $30 meal, the restaurant might net $19. Order direct, and they keep $29. 3. Leave them a Google review. This is the most underestimated act of consumer loyalty in existence. Google's algorithm surfaces restaurants with frequent, recent reviews. 1 honest review from a regular customer is worth more than 1,000 Instagram followers. Microstory number 3, Ray, Portland. Ray Nguyen has run Faux Saigon in southeast Portland for 11 years. In early 2023, He was 3 months from closing. Rent had jumped. Delivery app fees were eating him alive. 3 restaurants on his block had already shuttered. His regulars noticed. One customer, a retired teacher named Carol, posted on Nextdoor. She asked the community to leave Google reviews, share the restaurant on social media, and buy gift cards in advance. Not as charity, as loyalty. Within 2 weeks, over 200 new Google reviews. His search ranking jumped. New customers found him who'd lived 4 blocks away for years and never noticed him. Faux Saigon is still open. The 3 restaurants on his block are not. Carol didn't write a check. She just organized people who already cared. That was enough. Section 6. What comes next? Here's the honest projection, and it's not comfortable. By 2027, industry analysts at Technomic forecast that 30% of all U.S. food spending will occur with no dining room involved. Delivery, pickup, ghost kitchens, meal kits, vending machines loaded with restaurant-quality food. The dining out experience as we've known it, sitting down, being served, lingering over dessert, is becoming a premium product, something you pay extra for, the way people now pay extra for a premium economy seat that used to just be economy. But here's what that shift actually means beyond the economics. Restaurants were America's last affordable 3rd place. Not home, not work, somewhere else. Somewhere you could sit for an hour without a purchase minimum. Somewhere you recognize faces and faces recognize you. When every restaurant is either a ghost kitchen or a franchise, what does community look like? Micro story number 4, Linda, Kentucky. Linda Perkins lives in a small town in eastern Kentucky. Population just under 3,000. Last year, the Wagon Wheel closed. It was the only sit-down restaurant in town. Had been there since 1986. The nearest alternative is now 22 miles away. We used to go there after church, Linda told Community Forum. It sounds small, I know, but some days I miss it more than I can explain. It doesn't sound small, Linda. It sounds exactly as big as it is. So here's where we land. This isn't just a restaurant industry story. It's a story about what happens when the economics of community life break down quietly, not in a crash, but in a slow fade. One empty storefront at a time, one closed sign at a time, one Linda at a time. The chains will survive. The ghost kitchens will grow. The consumers who know how to navigate the new system will eat fine. But something is being lost. And most people won't notice it until the last local place near them is gone. And suddenly they're driving 22 miles for a cup of coffee and a familiar face. Now I want to hear from you. Is there a restaurant in your life that closed and left a hole that nothing filled? Tell me the name and the city in the comments. Let's remember them, because they deserve more than a faded sign and a coat of landlord's paint. And if you know someone who owns a restaurant right now, share this video with them, not to scare them, because one strategy in this video might be the thing that keeps their lights on. The question isn't whether American dining culture is changing. It already has. The question is, who decides what survives and who gets left behind?